Okay, I just want to say, you guys, I'm getting older, none of you guys are getting older, so I feel like I'm 27th year here, and I figured out that half of my life has now been at Wartburg. So, I guess I like it here. It's a good place to be. We've been doing pretty well in practice so far. We have some injuries here and there, but we're getting those healed up and they'll be doing great. As far as our personnel this year, we've got our last 5th year ever, Emerson Croct, will be back again, which we're excited about. She is a person that never leaves the court. She's all the way around, so I'm pretty excited to have her back for this last year for her. Allison Feigenbaum is recovered and doing great from herniated disc. She had surgery last winter, and the surgery itself never bothered her. It was the pamphlet afterwards that was like geriatric instructions. So she was like, "Are you kidding me?" But she's doing awesome. We've got Sophie Cedric that's back now after an ACL. So last year she couldn't play at all, so now she's back and doing great, and we're excited to have her back on the court again. And then Liv Anderson, I'm just giving you all the injuries. Liv Anderson from Centennial is back. She had a meniscus tear, so she had that healed, or she had that taken care of after season last year. So hopefully we're going to be doing great. We're excited about this roster. We're still young. We still have 10 second years that make up, that much of our 23-person roster. So we're still young in that way, but we're getting some good experience here. We're excited about where we're at. Let's see, who else? Oh, the 2 first years I wanted to mention that will probably be getting some good playing time. Anna Sash from Ankeny Centennial, 6-foot middle hitter. She's been doing great so far, playing really, really well, moves pretty well. And then Kaylee Kodelka from North Polk, she's 5'10". She came in as a middle hitter, and we have put her on the outside, and she looks completely natural out there, and we're so excited about her in that position as well. So those 2 will probably most likely be in that starting rotation when we get going on Friday. Speaking of which, our tournament this weekend is at Benedictine, so we'll be traveling this weekend. We'll play Concordia of Texas. I don't think we've ever played them before, so that'll be new. We'll play Benedictine, obviously, and then Milwaukee School of Engineering will be there as well. So get 3 good games in this weekend to get us started and kind of see where our team is and what we need to work on a little bit more. Our first home game, first home competition is our own tournament. So we will be playing some good teams. St. Olaf will be down again, Superior, and then St. Ben's got in late, and so they're always good competition for us. So that'll be a good start for us at home. And then our first conference game is October 1st here at home with BV. So it's always nice to start out at home and not have to travel the 3 hours over to Storm Lake. So, and then a couple new things that I don't know if you guys are aware of, but they've given us some new rules this year. One of them is we get to double contact, not going over the net, but if it's on our own side to our own teammate, we can double contact and the play doesn't stop. And I think that's going to be really great for athletic plays, allowing our teams and our athletes to be able to do that. And the other rule is we now have 2 liberos. And that's, yeah, right? It's weird. So it came from the international level, but what you have is you can have 2 players that are dressed in a different color, and you can have a starter, and they can just play in and out. So if one's struggling a little bit, you can just throw the other one in there. The challenge with that is that your second best defender, and do you want her to not be on the court 3 rotations guaranteed? So those are things we have to start figuring out and how to use that in our game and figure out what's going to be best for us. So kind of fun, new things to think about this year. So what kind of questions you guys have?
After last year, which is the most injury-plagued year I've ever seen,
yes.
Do you and Doug sit back and go, okay, was it something training-wise that contributed, or just go, this is freak?
Yeah, a lot of them were freak, but we did this fall already knock off probably 3 or 4 or 5 of our practices we normally would have done just to keep them fresher and keep them healthier. Mm-hmm. So we do take a look at that, but like when Sophie Sedgwick blows out her ACL after she just broke her hand, that's just weird stuff. It's not necessarily training that way. The back things are different. Some of it's genetics and some of it's, if you're in a position like a long time, it is wearing on your back and the jarring. So that we do recognize some of our practices are basically on the court, no jumping. So that helps from that jarring and not doing it every day.
Now you said you've done this 26 years. A lot has changed in 26 years in volleyball.
Yeah.
The women you're coaching now have a lot more reps on them.
Yep.
The women 26 years ago maybe had 12 matches
Yes.
a year
Yes.
in high school, and now you've got clubs and all this.
Exactly.
So do you need to be more gentle on them because of all those reps on those bodies?
It does make a big difference. And you know, some of them are coming in with a little bit of club time, and some are coming that they started back when they were 11. And so you're exactly right with all of that. And I think the best thing that we have is our training staff, because they're identifying these things sooner, and we will pull them out faster. Then we'd be like, just tape them up and keep them going. We don't do that anymore. We're really much more cognizant of where they're at and what they can do. And even just last night, we had a couple with some tweaks, pulled them out, and just let them stand and sit and do whatever they needed to do, ice, to get themselves back where they need to be. But that's a really good point. They are getting a lot more reps at younger ages. Yeah.
With the injuries you had last year, I know you probably had some players enter roles that they didn't expect you and you didn't expect for them to be in the role. Can that pay a little bit of dividends as you go into this year, knowing the fact a lot of these kids are probably more experienced than you expected them to be a year ago?
Absolutely. All of that is true. You know, Peyton Robinson, that she was a good DS. She'll probably be our libero this year. You know, with Caroline Kleesner graduating, she would be the next person probably to look for that. So she got some time on the court that she probably wouldn't have gotten. Lexi Nelk is another one who was playing on the right side, but also had to do a little bit of setting because, you know, we'd had injuries in the setting position with Sophie being out, so we're trying to find the right other person. So yeah, there are people that got time on the court that probably normally would have still been JV and not gotten that experience yet. So yeah, it's a great point.
Allison Feigerbaum's been a key player for the team
Yeah.
every year that she's been here. And each year just keeps growing her skill level and her talent on the court. How have you seen her leadership and her as a player grow throughout these years?
Oh yeah, so when she came in, she was just a puppy, and she's playing with this ranked team, like five in the nation, fifth in the nation, and she just followed and learned from them so much, and she grew so much that year. And now, you know, she's a second year senior, or second year captain, and she's a fantastic leader. She and Emerson both have been captaining together, and those are just two really wonderful women that are good for helping the others along, helping those others learn what they need to be doing at a collegiate level. And yeah, they care about their teammates, and I think that's one of the best things. There's no animosity. We really have great people on our team, and Allison's a really good leader for all of that. So yeah, she's doing a wonderful job in that position.
What's it like to have a player like Emerson that can kind of play anywhere and do whatever you need, pass that hit? What's that like?
She's amazing. And you know, we've seen her twice on her own floor fall, cut her eye open, and the second time she just wrapped it up and like came back out and they got the stitches, and she's tough as nails. And yeah, she doesn't come off the court, and she practices in every extra practice that we have. Like we have ball control people that come in, like our back row and our setters. They do touch the ball the most, so she's in there on every single one of them. She's always on the court. She's fully conditioned. I think one thing for her is nutrition, and she eats very healthy, and so I think that's part of the reason why she's able to stay out there and not wear out and not get injured in freak ways that some others have done that. So yeah, she's a phenom. Like I just can't even manage it. Yeah.
Where does she play this year? I mean, all 6 spots? She's like your second leading kill. She led your assist. She's one of your leaders in digs.
Yeah.
Where's she fit in the lineup? Everywhere. On the court, but where?
Emerson.
Yeah.
So she'll set across the back, and then she'll hit across the front.
Okay.
And you know, her digs are coming from when she's in the back row primarily, but obviously off blocker, she can get digs off of that too. So yeah, her numbers should be. And she was, by the end of the year, she was a little bit struggling, just trying to get her rhythm, but she's back on her game. Oh my gosh, she just looks so good this year. So I think fifth years get it, and they know this is their last time around, just like a senior, but you have that extra 1 year of experience that you can just bring so much more to it, just like Katie Foster and Kylie Bildstein did when they were fifth years and played. So yeah, Emerson's in that same spot.
So with the rule changes, I mean, obviously the doubles are just going to lead to more unnecessary ribbing from fans to officials. But with the dual liberos, how are you going to utilize that? Because it feels like that's a huge change in the game.
It truly is. And honestly, like I said, we're still trying to figure that out. We may just stick with one to start out with, and maybe kind of start figuring out, okay, this is who we might want there. Because in my mind, I think I would have like my top libero, I would have my DS. And then I would have maybe our third passer be the backup libero. But a libero is still different than a back row, than the DS and the back row, because your angles are all different and where the ball's coming from. So a libero is a different position than the back row, deep back middle. So again, we're still trying to work on that. We have not done anything on our court to train and like, hey, we're gonna be training. We haven't done anything with that. So I kind of want to see when we get out there and play, maybe how other teams are looking at doing it. And right now, if we're comfortable with where we're at, we may just stay there.
Yeah, because it makes it wonder, like, does it change when they do 5-1-6-2, or, and it
Right.
just seems like there's so many more moving parts, you
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about 26 years,
Right.
it's all new.
It's all new, exactly. So I don't know. It's another new thing in volleyball, and we'll figure it out. But yeah, we'll see what it does. I don't know.
Good luck this season.
All right.